Good morning, everyone. I would consider today the first day of my destiny. I'm just kidding. That's every day. That's every moment of your life. Z532. I'm trying to kick things off. I would say that when you find out what your purpose is in life, it's terrifying. It's scary. Not necessarily because of what you're going to do. That's the fun part. It's realizing how people will react to what it is that you want to do and how you have to go about doing it. Specifically, that second part, the how. To be different from everyone else means that nearly everyone will look at you and be like, man, that guy's wacky, that guy's different, that guy's doing something I wouldn't do what he's doing. Why would you do that? Like, the decisions made from your so-called average citizen make no sense, but that's in some sense by design. The separation from the leader and the followers, it's not about I'm better than you, it's about how do you put it? It's to try and put it into words is difficult. It's more like I see that I'm following a path that most people would be scared to go down. That's all. It's not a better than. It's just like I'm chasing my fears, but I don't look down on anyone for not chasing their fears because I get it. I like to that degree of like, if you the only thing that limits you is your imagination. I'm like, wow, I have a big imagination, and if I'm supposed to pair my craziest dreams and try and make them reality, well, you have to go. I'm like, well, the current way, like, put it this way, to get to a new reality. And by new reality, I'm like, oh, we're going to be a space-faring civilization. We're going to be having flying cars. We're going to be having floating homes in the air and the water. If we want to be part of the galaxy, I'm like, Earth's just waking up. I'm like, we've been asleep long enough. We can wake up now. We can join the rest of everyone's like, Earth's the only place that exists. And then I'm like, you look at a map of how many galaxies there are, and then you look at a map of how many stars are in our galaxy, and you're like, oh yeah, we're tiny, bro. Let's get out there. Let's do big things. So you have to be able to talk crazy on the internet just to rile up some noise. What most people don't understand is they'll take a single interaction of yours, of mine, and judge my entire character based off a single thing I said on the internet. I'm like, have you watched? I'm like, I could post 1,000 videos. At some point, it's just basically me getting my ideas out. And sometimes I'm angry, sometimes I'm happy. Like, sometimes it's everything. It's like, you have to be fearless in presenting all of your emotions in a proper way, like not in a reactive way, but it's like I'll think through what I want to talk about, and then I'll start filming it. Like today, I'm like this. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to film on my phone, but I had the following things to say. 1, I have really big goals, and that requires big changes to the status quo. We have saturated ourselves by becoming okay with the standard current inefficiencies. And I'm like, well, to become really efficient, like 10,000 to 100,000 times more efficient, we have to not just rethink how we drive or how we pave the roads, but our entire lives, our entire meaning of existence. It's not just to clean your house or apartment. It's not about making cars go from gas to electric. It's about being able to take a look at the larger system at play. I'm like, all right, who moves the gasoline to the gasoline trucks? Why are we even using gasoline in the first place? Who made those decisions? Why did they make those decisions? Who's in control? Why are they in control? And that took me a couple seconds to say those, but imagine following that amount of questioning for hours a day in your own mind. I don't record them. It's like, this is what it's like to be constantly thinking. And then you think you're thinking at that rate for years. And then people question why you think slightly differently. So it's like, I teeter on I want to help explain people on how to get to the path that I'm on. But also, at some point, I just got to shut up and do my version of the path and kind of just let the results speak for themselves. I wanted to say something to my brother Henry. I try to say, the person that makes the most money is the person that's most useful. His response. The person that created the machine to do something for our roads, I forget the specific example, but it's like, just because he thought an idea, like he was equating thinking of the idea and coming up with a solution as the thing that gets the money, and that is not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying whoever provides the service of, like, it doesn't matter if I know how to build a flying car. If I don't provide the service, I'm not providing the value. I'm not providing the utility. So it is the utility multiplied by its how many iterations, or like you could say in parallel, or just how many times it happens. So if I make a car, that's cool. I shouldn't be a millionaire. If I make 1 million cars, I should be a billionaire. If I make 1 billion cars, I should be a quadrillionaire. Something like that. Of like, you can't just, it's not good enough just to come up with an idea. I would say to Roger, who's starting TapFit, if he ever starts it, I think he wants to. He thinks he's hot shit because he comes up with the idea and he's like, oh my God, I'm worth it. Knowledge is always there. It's like an AI has 1 billion more ideas than you, bro, just because you thought of one. And so this idea extends. And anyways, you have to take the risk of actually implementing the idea. So I say, dreams do not exist until you take the risk. That's huge. You can have a dream of a flying car company like I do, but until I form the company and get my first employee and create my first prototype and start generating income and start getting the word out there, the idea does not exist. It is just a dream. My company, Z532, it's like the format for which I have to conduct myself if I want to basically be the next Elon. I'm like Henry Ford, Elon Musk, Corey Zuber. It's like I'm just the next step in the chain. It's like I'm not the top. There's always someone that comes after you. It's just, where are you in the temporal chain? I'm like, okay, Elon's doing his thing. That's pretty sick. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to enjoy that. Someone's going to outperform me. Like, there is no top. Time always moves on. So people are going to be like, okay, side note, I struggle a lot currently, I'm struggling through it, and the only way to get through it is to, like, process the thoughts, and I'm struggling with my relationship with my dad. But I think it's useful in this point of, he doesn't listen to me. Ariel say, like, do you think you have all the answers? I'm like, nobody has all the answers. There's always infinitely more knowledge available to you. Always. You think you're somewhere, there's infinitely more knowledge. Wherever you are currently is always a starting point. You're always at ground zero. So I like to set my alarm for 5:32 in the morning. It's my company. It's where I start every day. 0. Get up and go. And I'm like, okay. So the whole reason I started this video is like, how when I have 10 plus companies at least, like that's the start. It's like, all right, let's get to double digits and then we'll get to triple digits. So I'm gonna have to be able to communicate to my top personnel at each company effectively and effectively carry out my vision. And that requires someone taking the responsibility and the accountability, the guy at the top. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to do that. There has to be one person driving the ship. There can't be 3 people driving the ship, all trying to go different directions. Where the hell is the ship going? So I realize there will be pain points, of course, of like me really wanting something and having even people I really trust wanting to do something different. And I just have to stand my ground. Not because I don't like them, but I'm like, it's the only way to be a visionary and actually have your vision come true. But of course, it's not like I'm just like, oh, you're stupid, I don't listen to you. It's like, I'm looking at the data and I do what I think is best for my vision. So put differently, it's not a I'm smarter, you're smart, everyone. It's just different goals. Like someone might want to be solving a problem short term, like in the days or weeks or months ahead, and I'm like, no, I'm solving for 10 years out to 1,000 years out. I'm thinking bigger. So this puts a lot of the day-to-day things, it changes perspective, everything of like, instead of trying to cater to the employees in a way that it's like we're not trying to make everything necessarily nice for the employees. The employees are compensated well, I would say, if that makes sense. Like you work hard and you get paid. Like you don't come here because you want to have a nice time. You work for a Z532 company because you want to change the world. And that requires a completely different way of thinking. So I look forward to today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. I'm excited to see what progress we can make. I'm excited to see who my first employee will be. I hope to look back at this video. I'm just sitting out front of the Spencer, I think it's called Spencer Lake gas station, grocery store, Washington, staring at a wacky wavy inflatable arm flailing tube man, who I identify as that. I used to identify. I identify as a wacky wavy inflatable arm flailing tube man. It's like you change the world by imagining it and then bringing it forward. So just because I'm sitting in a parking lot at an old gas station doesn't mean that the future will be different. So I recognize the so-called burden I carry, but I'm ready to carry it. I've been through a lot, and I will continue to go through a lot because that is what it means to be a visionary. I know that I will respect my employees immensely because I would only choose people that it's like I didn't just teleport to the top. I've worked at many companies bottom up of like, oh yeah, start as a machine operator, start as a technician, start as a software developer, start as a supply chain manager, and then become more and more useful, learn all the skills you can, provide a lot of help, to everyone, enjoy the process. Enjoy the pain.